I'm Puffin from the Pillow Revolution. I'm going to talk to you about real good replacement versus replacement theory, an evil conspiracy theory. So there's real good replacement on one side versus the evil antichrist replacement theory conspiracy. Now, one way you can know what's good and what's bad and who's on whose side is I'm the one telling you about the real good replacement that's the opposite of, or it's completely opposed to, the Antichrist, Trump, and Putin brainwashing of replacement theory. But you know that the person telling you this is on a YouTube channel that no one's ever seen before, like you're the only person watching it, versus Tucker Carlson having audiences of millions and other Nazis having audiences of millions pushing Trump and Putin's Antichrist brainwashing replacement theory. So one side is right, and YouTube is not on my side, otherwise more people would see this. And the other side is evil, and that side is Tucker Carlson, Putin, and Trump, as most people already know. But this will also prove that if that's something that you have trouble understanding, because it will replace the brainwashing that Trump and Putin have done. I thought about this because there was a call-in show on NPR where the guy calling in was a black guy talking about how Trump is good and putting forth a black version of replacement theory, like a fear of immigrants or some otherizable group that they push to sell an off-brand white supremacist replacement theory, because what replacement theory is white supremacist. But this is a black person putting the idea out there. Now, the host of the NPR show said, "Oh, that sounds like replacement theory," or "We heard some replacement theory ideas there," but didn't manage to say, "We heard some replacement theory ideas, a white supremacist ideology being spoken by a black person," and kind of point out how that's wrong. Now, the real replacement is Judas replaces all patriarchy Christianity. But they're never even going to tell you that because they're afraid of the real replacement, which is something Jesus intended and is true and good. But the Antichrist, Trump and Putin, have been pushing the replacement theory through people like Tucker Carlson and themselves and all the minions. Now, what they've done is they've shown how people's love for Jesus, for their church, two different things, two very different things, their love for Jesus and the church and the country and anything else they've claimed to love has been replaced by Trump, which shows their love and understanding of Jesus is weak, their love and understanding of their church is weak, or their church is weak, their love and understanding of their country is weak, to be replaced by Trump. But if it can be so easily be replaced by Antichrist Trump and Putin, and a love for whatever for him, or a co-hatred with him for things, then it can also be very easily replaced by a real thing. But it just goes to show that it wasn't worth much to begin with. It's now been replaced by Trump, and it can be replaced by a real love for Jesus, a real love for a real church, and a real love for a real country via the tool or the workings of Judas, really Jesus setting Judas on a secret mission. The reason no one's told you about this is because it's too powerful. They have to change the replacement because we're actually replacing their churches. We're actually replacing Christianity. They have to change that into something else. They can't possibly mention that because it's actually going to happen. It's what Jesus predicted and told Judas to do. And he's going to sacrifice the body of Christ, the church, in the same way he helped the empire sacrifice Jesus. The opponent should be the empire, not Judas. But they've come up with all these other bad guys instead of Judas, like anybody else they can otherize, to scare people into a false belief. And this false belief is culminated in Trump and Putin, and Trump Putineers is what I call them. But that can be easily replaced. So as easily as Trump and Putin, the Antichrist, have brainwashed people and replaced their love of Jesus, their love of the church, their love of the country, their love of, their identity, what they should have love for black history and no better than to push a white supremacist replacement theory on NPR, and NPR should know better than to just let that slide without calling it out and at least using it as an opportunity to say, hey, that's a white supremacist theory, it's a Nazi theory that Trump and Tucker Carlson and Putin are pushing, and Facebook and Twitter, Fashbook and Twitter are pushing. As soon as we call these things out to their core, people will be ashamed to associate with them. But one great way to do it is with the Church of Judas. And again, I'm the person telling you about this, the person on a suppressed YouTube channel. The mainstream media and even the liberal NPR are letting these other propagandas slide into your ears, or pushing them into your ears with a lot of amplification. So if you can help spread the word about Church of Judas, it does, or Judas's church, whatever you want to call it, Judas for Jesus replaces all patriarchy Christianity, replaces all churches we've heard of for the most part. Sometimes you hear about a radically leftist or truly loving church. They're already Church of Judas. They're already precursors of what the real Christianity is supposed to be. People couldn't even think about Jesus without having a chance of um, knowing the real truth. But the real truth is pretty much the opposite of what these churches have been. And the churches have been pretty weak or pretty evil themselves and need to be replaced, slash, they need to have all their stuff undone. So we need to undo as much as we can and make up for, have reparations for all these evil things the churches have done, and go in the exact opposite direction. Instead of trying to dominate and exterminate all other religions, try to respect all other religions, try to foster what's left of religions that you personally, or that your church personally tried to destroy, and bring them back in some sort of penance for what you've done in the past, to try to help all religions flourish. This is what Jesus intended, what Christianity can be, or whatever it's called after it's called Christianity, just like whatever America will be called after, Trump successfully coups or whatever, if people don't stop him. But we can stop them, we can stop them easily, and we can stop them by letting them know, we're taking your churches. It's not a threat. It's something Jesus wanted that actually proves Jesus was realer than any other evidence we have, that he knew how bad it was going to get and had a plan for it, because he couldn't be a good person if he didn't have a plan for it. He couldn't be connected to a good goddess if he didn't have a plan for what's going to happen. And yet, replaces all patriarchy Christianity to that extent. It's not about God, it's about the goddess. So God is a dangerous lie, the goddess is real. You can tell I'm telling you the truth, and again, the fact that there's only so few viewers on this channel should be further evidence of it, when every other channel has all these means to push out white supremacist Antichrist, Trump, and Putin propaganda. But we can stop that with the mere truth, the fact that they've co-opted or hijacked, or they are the culmination of a lot of evil Christianity. And they hijacked a lot of other kind of neutral, central Christianity, but the tide's turning the other way. The Methodist Church just voted down their ban on gay and LGBTQ clergy. It's turning around, like we're going to get the religion that we want out of it, but it does replace all the previous religions. So while they've been scaring people about replacement theory, the real replacement is we replace their churches. Please let any Christians know that know about this. Let them know the Church of Judas is replacing their church, replacing it for good, for a good cause, for a good reason. And you might as well get on board and be part of that replacement, because it's Jesus' plan. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for being a real person, if you possibly can. And remember, if you're one of those people who's been brainwashed by Trump and Putin, if your love of Jesus and your church and your family and your history and your identity and your country have all been replaced by Trump, that was actually such an easy replacement, no fault of yours. You maybe just didn't have enough connection to Jesus and your identity and your history and your family and your community and your country and all those things. You didn't have enough connection or understanding to have a real, true love for those things. But Trump replaced those, and they can, where Trump now stands in your heart and in your mind can also be replaced. Judas can help you with that, but if it's not Judas, anything else, any form of truth can help you out of that brainwashing. But when you have replaced that with Trump, you're going to be on a downward spiral and a hellacious slide of hate. And when you get out of that, you're going to feel so much better, and you're going to be able to help the world be so much better. So the thing that's been replaced is your heart and soul and your mind for, good things. It's been replaced with Trump, but that space is there. So you just demolish that Trumpism, and the space for your heart and mind to love good things again, and even better things than you ever known, will become clear to you too. So hopefully you'll choose that path and betray Trump and Putin and the Antichrist for the real Jesus and America and the world, humanity, the earth, and your community and identity and family and friends and everyone. And we can all come together and overthrow the evil Antichrist system that's been hurting so many people for so long. So God has blessed you. Jesus bless you. Mary bless you. Judas bless you. I bless you. And bless yourself. Love you. See you next time. And welcome to the Church of Judas.